I'm here in the mountains outside Kobe, Japan, and recently Mazda released the MX-30. And for those of you who don't know, it is a small hybrid with a single rotor rotary range extender. But it's not really what enthusiasts were hoping for when they were looking for the return of the rotary. That's because turbocharged RX-7s are legendary, cars like the FD and FC generation. But this is where it all started. This is a 1985 SA22C generation RX-7, and it is the first turbocharged RX-7. They only made about 2,000 of them, although those numbers are really hard to nail down. Now, the engine itself is a 12A turbo, which is a 1.2 liter twin rotor rotary engine. Of course, as a single turbocharger and stock, it makes about 160 horsepower. Now, this one is even more special because it has been breathed on by legendary rotary tuner R.E. Amemiya. This car has some really cool retro details like the period Watanabe wheels and the cool glassed-in rear spoiler, which makes giant puddles of water when it rains. But one of the really cool parts about this car is that hood. It's a fiberglass piece, it's made by R.E. Amemiya, it's extremely rare, and it's a very light piece. And the vents are functional. They do vent engine heat, and on a hot day you can actually see little heat waves coming out of the vents. It's very cool. Now the tachometer goes all the way to 11,000, but the engine does not. Hypothetically, these things can rev up to about 9,000 RPM, but the owner of this car likes to keep it under about 7,000 because it is, after all, a fairly old engine now. Interesting parts about this being a JDM car, of course, the steering is on the right-hand side of the car, but also has a small flip-up back seat that we never got in North America. Also inside that car, large gauges keep you posted on what that engine is doing. Big boost gauge, which kind of works, and some other standard temperature gauges as well are in the interior. What's it like to drive? Well, it's exciting. It doesn't have huge numbers, although this one with the modifications is probably making about 180 horsepower, which is a really big step up from the roughly 100 horsepower carbureted engines we got in North America at the time until the GSL SE was introduced, which made about 130. The total weight of the car is just about 950 kilograms, so it doesn't weigh a whole lot, and it's very agile. This car actually has a live rear axle, but it's a very well engineered one, and even on these bumpy-ish roads sometimes, it really keeps the back of the car planted. Like other RX-7s of the period, it's light, it's nimble, it has perfectly weighted steering, and it's just a joy to fling around these mountain roads. These mountain roads, by the way, are a very different kind of road than you would find anywhere else in Canada and require their own kind of knowledge. It's not like any other kind of driving I've ever done. It takes a lot of concentration, actually. But this car, just about perfectly suited. In 2019, enthusiasts want a turbocharged RX-7 replacement more than ever. The rotary is so tantalizingly close to being back, and this is Genesis. This is where the Turbo RX-7 legend began. For Driving.ca, I'm Clayton Seams.